All right, you are live.
All right, welcome everyone to the, what month is this, April? Horse Creek Avenue Board of Directors meeting. Let's see, first order of business, once Dr. Taylor gets the podium, is would you please lead us in an invocation?
I sure will. If you feel comfortable bowing your heads and praying with me, please do so. Dear Lord, thank you for this time together. Thank you for an opportunity to do your work. Thank you for allowing us to be your hands and feet. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, I believe we have a special guest tonight to lead us in the Pledge of
We do.
Allegiance.
Tucker Boykin, will you come to the podium, Tucker?
The flag is that way.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job,
Thank
Tucker.
you.
Good job, sir.
All right,
Good
Ms.
to
Pitts.
see you. Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you.
Our mission is to create an innovative and challenging learning environment that teaches the whole learner through the pillars of connection, flexibility, and service.
All right, thank you, ma'am. We are going to run through our roll call here to confirm that we have a quorum and have that recorded. So I am here, Mr. Chambliss, the board chair, Ms. Decker,
Present.
Ms. Pitts,
Here.
Ms. Cook is absent tonight, Mr. Boland, here, Ms. Davis,
Here.
Mr. Grimes, here, Mr. McGee, present, and Ms. Richards is absent tonight. We do indeed have enough. We have 7 out of the 9, so we have the quorum we need. All right, Ms. Pitts.
I make a motion to approve last month's meeting minutes.
Second by Mr. McGee. Any discussion? All in favor? Fantastic, unanimous. All right, Dr. Taylor, do we have any celebrations or highlights that weren't listed?
We do have a few. I wanted to first tell you that our baseball team, varsity baseball team, won region champs. So that's wonderful.
Awesome.
For the first time in history, we're doing 6th grade and 9th grade orientation this year, and we have it tomorrow night. So I wanted to at least bring you up to speed on that. I think that's going to be a nice upgrade to what we've done in the past. And then I'm so thrilled that there's a 501c3 organization called the South Carolina Children's Fund. And they actually cold called Sarah a couple of weeks ago and said in the charter space they kept hearing of our name. And so they're coming to do a visit on Wednesdays from 1 to 3. And they probably are the biggest 501c3 that provides funding to charter schools and public schools around the state. So my prayer is that they absolutely adore us and are looking to partner with us.
Fantastic.
So that'll be Wednesday. And as soon as that visit happens, I'll make sure I update the board.
Fantastic. That's a cool opportunity.
Yeah.
All right, we have a spot reserved for public comment, but we didn't have anyone sign up for public comment this meeting, so we'll cruise past that. Dr. Taylor, over to you for informational items.
Sure. The first thing that we have is the draft budget. And the reason we're a little bit earlier this year is because the charter, the new South Carolina Charter School District, which we're now a part of officially, has asked for a draft earlier in the year. So we gave you a very basic draft. Barris created this budget based on previous years and our projected funding allocation. This is draft 1. You have at least 3 readings on this budget. So my request to you is just to be prepared and ask any questions. Gather your questions for next time, or feel free to send us your questions. But Sturkey and I went through this and made some recommendations based on Barris's initial budget, and so we feel pretty comfortable at this one for the first round.
Dr. Taylor, I would say if we can, I know we're all, all have our day jobs. If we can send to Dr. Taylor and the team ahead of time, that'd be awesome, just to make good use of our meeting time, so that we're not, obviously if something comes up, we'll discuss it, but as much as we can send ahead of time, and then Dr. Taylor can blanket kind of respond as she does in her board update emails to us. Just be a good way to.
And we did that last year and it worked really well.
Yes.
Well, that's it for that item. The next is just the build to last updates. So here's some exciting stuff, y'all. We remember Steve came on campus, did a little look around and work through at what we could possibly do here. Steve Kubrick, we did a RFP for Steve Kubrick Contracting. We actually signed the contract with Steve last month. Tyler's actually working with Steve's attorney to adjust a few little words in that contract or a few little sections in that contract. So we'll make sure we bring that back to you as soon as they take a look at that. But here's what we've done so far. I've met with the bondholders twice. We submitted a several year out projected budget that Barrett's worked on for us. We got feedback from the bondholders from that budget. We worked again on a separate additional budget that was dated 4/14. That's the document you have in your built to last file now. That's the document that we're going to hand in to Paul Jason and the bondholder. Basically what that shows you is we want to prove to the bondholder that not only can we afford another payment between $9 and $11 million as far as the bond goes, but that our debt to income and our percent ratio still looks good. And so that's what this projected budget is for. We anticipate any day now hearing from the bondholder again to see if there's any changes or updates we need to make. But right now that's where we're at. In addition to that, Steve Kubrick sent us a very, very draft idea of what typical gyms and classrooms attached to gyms look like. Sarah and I immediately sent back several suggestions and changes based on what we know we need. For example, the first version didn't have a stage for theater. That was not going to go for us or Ms. Culp. So we sent back those changes, and now they're considering those changes to make a new drawing. So we're in kind of the second phase of maybe a 3, 4, 5, 6 phase drawing with the engineers. One of the things that we wanted to make sure is we had a stage. We wanted to seat way over our current seating. We wanted at least 600 to 800 seats in our gym. We wanted the stage. We wanted a weight room. We wanted restrooms. We wanted an additional possible 12 classrooms. And so they're looking at a 2-story building with the gym on the base and the classrooms up top. That includes outdoor restrooms, concessions that go in the gym and out of the gym with a roll top. It includes weight room and locker rooms, as well as 12 classrooms. So again, we're in phase 2 of maybe 6 or 7 phases. As soon as we have something to vote on and look at, we will send to you. But we won't do that until Sarah and I and the team feel a little bit comfortable about the request that we made. I asked Steve the last time we spoke, should I worry at all that I haven't heard from the bond? He said if the bond folks didn't believe you could do this, we wouldn't be in this conversation and we wouldn't be this far along. That's just a matter of process, so don't worry too much about that. So all in all, everything's going pretty simple. They initially talked about breaking ground in July. They're not that far from that. If we get everything approved, it might be more like July or August. They feel sure that everything will be completed by the time we start school the following year. So we're looking at about a year build time. So right now we're having a 2-story building on campus. I don't know, for some reason that just blew me away. I don't know.
You gotta go up or down. We don't have space to go out.
He wanted to go up because it just is the blueprint, the space that we have on the land. So exciting news, nothing to vote on yet, but we're continuously working on that project.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Taylor.
You're welcome.
All right, in the absence of Ms. Cook for our financial update, Ms. Turkey or Dr. Taylor, do y'all have a financial
Sure,
update?
we actually don't have an update from theirs yet this month. Sturkey explained to us that they're doing some cross-training, which we completely believe in. And so because of the cross-training, things are going a little slower. So we actually don't have anything to vote on this month. Now, when we get it, I will send it to the board directly.
Do we just, anything that we anticipate out of whack, wonky, compared to where we normally are this time of year? Fantastic. Awesome. All right, nothing from external affairs or facilities on this list. So now we get to our voting period. I think we have some local board approved courses up first.
Sure. We have 2 local board approved courses. We have always had weightlifting here, but the difference now is that the new district doesn't like us to use PE 2, 3, and 4 for weightlifting. They want a separate course code for weightlifting. So because of that, we're taking weightlifting 1 and 2 to the board.
All right. I make a motion that we approve weightlifting 1 and 2 as locally approved courses by this board. Do I have a second? Second. Actually, pick who you heard first. That was the mouse. Sweet. All right, any discussion or questions around this one?
I just have a question with the new district. So how does that count for the kids that have already taken? It won't make a difference,
Those
right?
credits have already been processed. They
Okay.
just prefer us to do it this way for clarity on transcripts.
Okay.
So we're making kind of a preference change for them.
Sweet. All right, all in favor of approving the 2 LBAs, please raise your hand. Thanks, y'all. All right, so the main event.
Next up.
Next up.
Okay, so one of the things we've been working on pretty systematically is increasing not only our Career Center programs, but making them a little more robust. Oh gosh, several months ago now, we kind of alluded to possibly adding cosmetology or aesthetics to our nail tech program. And we're here today specifically around aesthetics for a few reasons, which Ms. Volk will happily tell you. But in order to have this conversation, I want to bring Ms. Volk up, who teaches our nail tech certification course, and Sandy Penbos over facilities. Yes. See, I told you I would announce you like that. Yeah. So all of our Career Center clusters are important. Nail tech's been a fan favorite for sure, but we wanted to improve it a little bit by adding aesthetics. We looked at cosmetology fully, but it was so expensive and it required significant updates, a lot more significant than what we're bringing you tonight. And because Ms. Volk's work in her side business also includes aesthetics, she understands that the need for aesthetics, at least in our local area, is high, right? So there's a market need. So I'm going to let Ms. Volk talk a little bit about the program and what that looks like. But first, I want Sandy to talk a little bit about the upgrades for the room.
Yes, so the upgrades will require dividing her current space into 2 separate smaller classrooms, still meeting the square foot requirements by the State Board of Cosmetology. It's going to require some plumbing upgrades, some electrical upgrades in order to handle all of the equipment she's bringing in there. This upgrade would cost $125,000. That's the current bid. We've already worked out drawings with architecture, and it goes through the OSF process. This is start to finish, all construction, $125,000.
Now, just to be clear, the RFP process already went through. We had several different bids on this process. This was the winning bid at $125,000 total cost, okay? And then if you just stay up here in case they have other questions. Ms. Volk, you want to tell them a little bit about it?
Okay, hi. I'm here just to talk about the programs in general. So, like Dr. Taylor said, we were going to go full force with cosmetology. I knew that it was going to be significant in trying to figure out the square footage requirement. Just that alone was a big deal. They have a specific layout, but they have everything. Our requirements are very specific for State Board. I went back the first part of May of this year with a proposal of doing the aesthetics and the nail tech programs to see if we could partner those programs together. Both programs need to have their separate spaces. I went to them basically and just said, look, we're a small charter school, maybe South Carolina. This is what we got. This is what I can do. How can it work? So they agreed. They all voted across the board that we could allow the nail tech and the aesthetics to have the same shared space with a wall division, only to make sure that the aesthetics had 700 square foot of the 1544 that I already have currently, which left the nail tech area to have plenty of space that the requirement already approved. And they had to approve that both with separate clinics would share, the big thing was the shared theory space, the shared classroom space. Because typically they would not allow that. And so I kind of mapped it out for them, told them kind of what I had to work with, and they actually did approve that. So that was really huge for us, for me and for us, because a traditional 2 programs would not be able to have that. So I just kind of came at them with the possibility of even decreasing the amount of students we had because of the square footage, and they actually approved the full 20 students per classroom per teacher. So that was also huge.
And we included the drawings and the specs in your file, so you can kind of see what's required by the state board.
Yes, yeah, and then, like I said, they're very specific in how they want everything laid out, so I had to do a complete drawing with square footage requirements for them also, so that they could visually see it, and they had to unanimously vote, and they did. So it's kind of a big thing. I was very proud of that, and for us, because I think both programs would be really great. We have, in the last few years, offered a makeup and skincare class to the middle school as well as high school. I've actually taught the class for 5 years, excuse me. And it's been huge, and it's like an intro to cosmetology, so it gives them a little bit of hair, skin, and nails. We've kind of honed in on more nails and skin and makeup the last few years. We added 6th and 7th grade this year to the program, which was challenging, but they had fun with it. But it really did a lot for our program moving forward because it introduced all those things to them at a younger age and really got them excited to when they could get to 10th grade and be able to take the classes. The way we've mapped it out also, I had to restructure the way we taught the classes as well, because right now we have been doing nail tech for 3 semesters, which is a year and a half. Makes it a little difficult to have multiple classes at one time. It's just kind of a overlap into the other year, which gives us a down semester, if that makes any sense. Which we didn't want moving forward. So now both programs, the nail tech is 360 hours total, and that's clinic and theory, and then the aesthetics is 450 with after school clinics, and with them being able to be with me for the time block, the double block this coming year. Both programs will be done in a year, which is huge. So that way we have an option to give the students the option to take it 10th, 11th, or even their 12th grade year.
So what that means is they graduate with a full diploma as well as a credential that can immediately go to work for them because they take all the state board tests while they're here on campus. And she won't toot her own horn, but let me explain to you how important what she's doing is. So in addition to the work she does, she has a shared business that does skincare, makeup, facials, all the things. And our former graduate from last year that she certified is now working full-time under her in her business. So the fact that we're gaining students and employable adults and then employing those employable adults out in the workforce is a blessing. It doesn't happen everywhere. So we're excited. If we weren't excited about Ms. Volk and believed in what she has done and saw the success in the last 5 years, we wouldn't even bring this to you.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, a lot of the kids are excited that they'll not only be able to get certified in 1, but 2. And then the big thing too is by not bringing cosmetology, they could still go and do cosmetology after they graduate and finish. They'll still be able to roll over their aesthetics and nail tech hours over into a cosmetology school afterwards.
And we've had at least one student do that currently.
Yes, and I have one next year that's graduating this year that's doing the same thing. So it's no, they don't get the full, cosmetology, but so far no one has really, they've all understood that they can still have that option. It's not out of the picture completely,
So this is a little bit costly for the students. I mean, just to be honest, they have to buy their kits, and those kits can run about $800, but we'll do a payment plan for each of those students so that they can get it while they're taking the course, the year-long course. Finance has been great about making sure that we can do that for all of our families. And then this full build out, 125, is everything from start to finish. And so from a business standpoint, it was one that was more manageable for us.
And it gets an extra program too, to be able to introduce it. If you don't want to do that, you can do aesthetics.
And that impacts our school report card. The number of students that we have as completers actually increases our points on our school report card. Not that that's why we do this, but it is a nice benefit.
So do we see cosmetology still in the future?
Not right now, not with the facilities we have. I think someday if we wanted to add that or change up, so I think it depends on the market. So the ones that we have now are the ones that we see student interest in. So in 4 or 5 years, if there's so much interest in this and there's not maybe as much interest in a different area, that would be something the board could totally consider.
So this is updating where you currently are, which I assume is in the back bill or in
It's in B building.
Yeah, B
Traditional
building.
family, right?
So I know with the new build, we were talking about the potential of some of those CTE classes going there, but this would kind of permanently put you.
It would. It would. And there's a couple reasons for that I think it's important to talk about. So there's a side little lot right outside Ms. Volk's room now. Because she has to have customers that park and come in, we actually all decided we liked where she was rather than moving her for the ease of customers. Because we have to have customers during the day that have a separate entrance. Does that make sense? So we have to check their ID, check all the things in the front office, then they have to go around and park for their service. And so that was a little bit easier for us. So we're gonna actually use an exterior door as part of her room for that service. So we will have Career Center classrooms going to the new building, but we also will have some typical high school classes going to the new building.
I mean, being able to have, clients coming in and checking in is real beneficial to have them close to the front office. It's just like at the Career Center, you have to check in and get a visitor's pass before you drive around and go get services. So it just would be, they could even come around the car, walk through right there because there is a part where they can walk through, or we can figure all that out. But to be able to get through, because like car line is kind of a congestion. So it'd be, it's nice to have that space over there where I'm at, so.
And also, I'm making well, I have two questions. I assume a lot of that money is in the electrical and the plumbing and
That's where a big bulk of it's the electrical.
has.
Colson's probably a new transformer or something.
Yeah.
They're adding an electrical room to her existing room.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the other assumption that I am assuming, but the interest is there to fulfill the classes for the CT.
Actually, in the IGP process, it's already a full class.
Okay.
So we just have to build it.
Go with it. Fantastic. Any other questions? Make a motion.
When does this hit the budget, or how does it affect? the
Such a
budget?
good question. So our contractor actually had to make some deals with us that he had to do some of the pre-work, and we weren't gonna pay him till July 1. And so that's the deal we made.
So then July 1,
July 1 and we'll hit the budget.
full 125.
Well, we'll probably have to do a small portion for the plans prior to that. But the full project, including the plans, is 125.
Does this include furniture?
No, furniture will be separate. There are some things we have to do for furniture, but the good news is we get federal funds through Perkins for our CTE programs. So even if we purchase the furniture, that's reimbursed through federal funds. But we cannot do Perkins or federal funds for the build. That has to come from the general. I'm speaking.
No, you're correct, yeah, books and equipment, all that would be.
I make a motion that we approve the build out for aesthetics as presented. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. McGee. Any further questions? All in favor of approving the build out, please raise your hand.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Look forward to seeing what you
Who's gonna get a big
I know.
I know.
do. The board is going to be your first set of customers.
Anytime you want,
Okay.
anytime you want.
All right. All right, I make a motion to enter executive session pursuant to the South Carolina Freedom of Information Act, section 30-4-7. Do I have a second? All in favor?
Oh, I'm not voting.
Executive session.
Who seconded?
We're all distracted by Amber's phone.
I know,
Again.
well,